Well, Sandra, I used to, and still do, actually. Haven't done it yet this year, so I'm a bit late with this one. But I used to take the flu vaccine every year. I did it for me because I hate feeling sick. I hate losing productivity. But this vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine that we have been given by the UK for COVID-19, is a vaccine that I decided to take not just for me, but for everybody in my country, my family, my friends, young people, children, the entire country. I felt like I had to be a part of the solution, and I feel like this vaccine is the one tool that we have to help the country address this issue, this public health problem, public health crisis that we have in terms of COVID-19. It is the one tool that the world really has. Yes, there are other vaccines. This is the one we have. This happens to be one that has one of the highest rates of efficacy. And I feel that it is an obligation as a citizen of this country, and obviously even more so now as an elected representative from my constituency, as well as Premier of the country. It's even more of an obligation now to set the right example and to take this vaccine and encourage others to take the vaccine so that we can utilize this as a tool to help us get our country back on track, get our economy reopened, get our borders reopened safely. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be a challenge? Yes. Do people have legitimate reasons to question and to, seek answers? Yes, please do. Please talk to your doctors. Talk to friends even. But don't consult people who are sent to you on videos off YouTube and whatnot. You don't know who these people are. Talk to the people that you know. Talk to your doctors. Talk to the people you trust. These are the people who should be giving you advice and answers on this.
Well, this might sound hokey, I suppose, but I'm vaccinating for Cayman. I don't have any specific person that I'm vaccinating for. And anybody who knows me knows I have to tell a story. So I'll tell a very short story. Back last year, in the sort of midst of this, when I was Chamber President and we were meeting with Cabinet on COVID matters, the Premier asked, would you take the vaccine? And immediately I said, no, I wouldn't. Because it was new, and actually it wasn't even out yet, or it was close to that point. But then he looked at us as a chamber team and said, well, but this is not really just you, this is the whole country. We don't get enough vaccines. How do we open the country? And it caused me to pause and say, wow, this is really not just about me. This is about everyone, the whole country. So I took that, I left that meeting and went back and thought about that and talked about it with family and friends. And so at the end of the day, I believe I'm not just vaccinating for myself, but for our country. But I typically don't have this conversation with anti-vaxxers because I think they've made up their mind and they're not really interested in having the conversation. And so fair enough, everybody has a right at this stage of the game to make up their own mind, because we haven't gotten into mandates at this point. So notwithstanding mandates, everybody has a right to their own opinion, and so leave it at that. For those that are hesitant and could sort of go either way, I believe it to be the right thing to do. I'll give another short story. My youngest child had childhood cancer as a 1-year-old. She's now 13, doing fantastic. But of course, when it came time to talk about getting vaccine for her, of course, we had a hesitation. Should we give it to her as a 13-year-old? So we called her oncologist at Miami Children's, great people. And their unequivocal advice to us were the right thing to do, and the protocols that we're extolling are for her to get her vaccine. And so that was good enough for me, that my child who has had cancer and her oncologist to tell her that the right thing to do is for her to take the vaccine. I believe that this is the right thing to do, and I believe that anybody who's hesitant and who has a chance of doing it should get it done.
After much thought and after taking the medical advice from my doctor, I had a bunch of questions and he answered them to the best of his abilities. I felt comfortable enough to proceed, but the primary reason why I got the vaccine was for my family. The boys, Pilar, she had gone and gotten her vaccine. I thought it was I think it's the responsible thing to do, subject to getting professional medical advice. And then the secondary reason would be, I have a mum who's in California. My mum's 71 years old, and I need to be able to get to her as soon as possible if, God forbid, anything bad should happen, and I didn't want to have any sort of restrictions that prevented me from being able to travel. So those are the primary reasons. And again, once I took the advice from my doctor, I felt really comfortable, given his years of experience, his knowledge, that it was something that I could proceed with. All medications come with some sort of risk, but I chose to listen to professionals as opposed to the average person who doesn't understand virology or isn't a medical professional. I think everyone will have their reasons why they do it. Some believe that it's something that must be done if you're being a responsible citizen. There's some people that for medical reasons cannot, and there's some people that just don't believe and they think that there's a conspiracy. Speak to a qualified medical professional. Get the best advice from a medical professional. Things on the internet can be misleading, but if you have a long-standing relationship with your doctor, take their advice. They know what they're talking about, and trust them on this in the way that you would trust them for the common cold or any other sort of ailment that you have. But speaking to the relevant medical professional would be the thing that I would suggest everybody does, whether it be at the HSA or your private doctor. Get the professional advice and make your decision from there, but understand that you're doing it to safeguard your family, especially young ones that aren't able to get vaccinated, and go from there.
I get vaccinated for myself.
For yourself?
And then, after thinking about it, thought about grandkids, brothers, sisters, family members that I'm always around. So basically that was it. But then, thinking going back, that is with the 2 jabs would be my 7th vaccine that I've taken in the past.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2 when I was growing up in East End, young boys, we had to take it to go to school. And then by traveling with being the manager and being part of the delegation, traveling with the national football team, I took about 4 different vaccinations to go to South America and various other countries.
And it was required for you to travel?
Yeah, to travel. So we would do anything to get on the plane. Well, guys, especially to the guys, my guys that maybe have not been vaccinated. Guys, these are the same people I understand that make Viagra. I remember when the Viagra came out, everybody was tripping over taking this Viagra stuff that was made later on, I found out, by Pfizer, right? Mm-hmm. And even though it was said that many people died of heart attack from overdosing on Viagra, mm-hmm. I know hundreds of my friends that are still taking Viagra.
Yeah.
So if Pfizer can make Viagra and we don't know what's in that, why is it we can't take the vaccine to try and save our life from this pandemic?